Hello guys, I'm João Miranda and welcome to the Magic Insight podcast, where I have with me my good friend Artur for many years. We have met for about 20 years now.
20 years now. Yeah.
We are older.
So for those who don't know me, my name is Artur. I'm a professional magician for all over 20 years. We actually met when we were like very young, at about 11, 12 years old. We met at this magic club that we had in our city,
Yes.
which is called Finianos, still exists today. But yeah, we met at some lecture of...
I think I was giving a lecture of card manipulation.
card manipulation, yes, back then.
And I offered you a deck of cards.
A deck of cards. Norm Nielsen.
Yeah. Nielsen ones, yes. So you could start practicing right away.
Yeah, the back palm and all that. And from that moment on, I've been doing magic, like professional magic. Your path is a little bit different from mine because you start creating some magic. I dedicated myself to actually performing.
But we had a TV show in Portugal.
Yes, we did. Yeah. Back then, because you also performed a lot.
Yes.
A lot for many years. It's just until recently, about 10 years now, that you've been focusing on creating magic.
Exactly.
But you performed a lot. We actually performed together in some gala shows back then. And we had a TV show together. It's like street magic.
So basically, we have a
Stuff.
lot to share with our viewers because we really love magic. We have a lot of subjects, not only about history, but we are going to have also special guests,
Yes.
which are coming here to...
Very special
Very special
guests.
Very special guests, that's right. And let's start off perhaps by talking about Blackpool 2024. We have been there. We have been together for the World Convention.
Week. Yeah.
So what were for you the highlights this year?
All right. So the highlights for me, definitely the gala shows,
Yes.
they were like a surprise yet again. Russ Stevens has been doing a great job
100%.
organizing all these gala shows. For me, the Ben Hart show was really surprising because it has a different concept of 360 stage. So the audience is 360 around him, and so the magic happened for all at once. It was very interesting.
Yeah.
I think besides David Copperfield, I've never seen a magic show 360.
Yes. Copperfield
did it.
It was actually his TV special, the
Yes.
Tornado of Fire special. Yes. Besides that, yes, for me as well, it's the same. The first magic show. I've seen other shows which are 360, but regarding magic shows, is
because there is always that assumption that magic, you do magic like for the audience. It's like a 2D. You know, so the audience must be in front of the magician, or 180 degrees maximum. And so having 360, for me, it was a really good surprise, and it proves that magic can be like organic.
And it was great because Ben Hart really is very special because he did it. We didn't felt like he was with his back turned to us.
No.
He was in constant control of everything and his persona and the stories that he tells and his take on all of the effects. Some of them made them really special, and I liked it.
Yep. Also, very simple magic tricks all over the show. I didn't feel that there was like super complicated stuff involved. I mean, I really liked, for example, the use of the dye tube, where he changed a white silk, into like a torn, very old silk. Of course, he has a pattern for it, but for me, it was like a really nice surprise.
Yeah.
Also, the international close-up gala show. It was really nice. It was held in a smaller room, but David Regal was there.
David Regal was there, and Guzman.
Yes.
There were also
We are getting old, so we need to refresh our memories. But Annette Guzman for me was a really nice surprise. Paul Harris.
No.
Yeah, we need to refresh our memories. But Annette Guzman, I was saying that it was a really nice surprise for me. because I never seen her.
Paul Richards.
Paul Richards. It was Paul something.
Yes, Paul Richards. Yes.
Of course, not Paul Harris, but
yes,
Paul Richards. Also very polished routine.
With coins, it was really good. Yeah. But we were talking about Ana de Guzman.
Ana de Guzman was a really nice surprise for me because I never seen her like performing like one complete close-up set, like parlor mostly. But it was really nice. Also, she was performing for magicians, which I think it was like something new to her as well. And we both also performed for magicians in the past, and so we know the
pressure,
the pressure that she had, and she was really nice. It played out really, really nice.
Yes, so, yes. I also enjoy seeing her, and this time I was not in my stand, as you know. It was very busy. There was Miguel and Bruno, and so I had the chance for the first time, I think, to really see stand by stand, watch what everyone has to offer. And I'm really glad that I took that journey because I saw really good things, you know. And we have a few tricks here that we have. We brought from.
That's not all that we brought from Blackpool, but we selected 1 or 2 tricks that we will show.
Yes.
Also, before that, we also Tom Wright.
Tom Wright lecture.
Yeah.
Yes, we missed the show. Unfortunately, we could not attend, but the lecture was really good.
Yes. Also, one thing, lots of and the downsides a little bit. Lots of things going in parallel in these days in Blackpool. You have to miss something if you want to see something. You will miss something, and also there is lots of cues for the lectures, for the shows, and that's kind of a not so good experience to have to wait on all these cues. But apart from that,
it was
really nice lecture from Tom Wright as well.
Yes.
Really liked it. And let's see a trick.
Yeah, let's see a trick. This one is called Tito George. It's from Victor Sanz. I love Victor Sanz magic. He's a good friend of Holy Montoro, you know. So this is like an impromptu trick. So it's called Tito George. So basically, you really show a bill all around. I'm going to show it to this camera, right? So there you have it. And then the president will come out.
The former president.
Yes.
All right.
And it's really, really visual, right? I mean, this looks really, really great. Not only on camera, but in close-up situations as well.
All right.
Right?
Very cool. It's a fun to watch.
And so well made. The gimmicks, I think that Victor told me that it takes like 3 hours to make each one by hand, which is totally crazy.
I believe. Yeah.
So
I've seen the detail
really
on that gimmick alone, and it's really because it's a cutout. So it really does this cutouts by hand. So
it's visual. I like it.
Visual. Yes.
Do you want to show something?
Yeah, I can show some card tricks.
Richard Sanders.
Richard Sanders. Yes, it's the classic.
You love Richard Sanders, right?
I do. I like it. yes. It's a classic package trick. Although this one is new. It's called King Kong, I believe. So I'll use this mat here. So it's a trick with just 4 cards, but very special cards. I mean, it's like drawn cards, hand-drawn cards. Those are the 4 kings, by the way. So this is the first king. It's a red king. So I will just put the king here on the table, and I have another king, which is also. This one is a black king. Okay, so we have a red king, a black king here. So don't take your eyes off the kings. There is 2 more kings here, and let's just tap them, snap the fingers, and boom. 1, 2, 3, and 4 kings. Wow. They change into real kings. And this one is called King Kong. It's from Richard Sanders, which
it's really nice. Yeah. It's really nice. I mean,
it plays out really well. I mean, regarding this trick, Richard Sanders has a version that he released like a few years ago, which is called Ace. It works with 4 aces, but before that, 4 jokers. So you show 4 jokers. This one is the same, concept, but with hand-drawn cards.
I really like the reset. I'm sure it's pretty simple, very fast.
Actually, I performed the ace trick for lay people, lay audiences, and it performs real well. As an opener, for example, it's really, really nice. It's a packet trick, so there is still a little bit of stigma involved in packet tricks, but it works really nice.
Cool,
So,
very cool.
yeah,
I liked it. I mean,
I selected this one.
and the magic happens in the Odyssey's end, so it's pretty nice, right?
Yes, because you do this in the spectator's end. I've done this in the table, but you can
do it
as the
standing.
spectator. Yes.
So for the cocktail situation, it's pretty nice.
It's perfect. Yeah, it's nothing to ditch. I mean, you can load this. There's a extra. It's a gimmick card that you can load pretty easily into your deck, and then just put the deck away and start with 4 cards.
Very cool. Very cool. I liked it. I also brought one from Blackpool, which is it's a principle by Inaki, at least from Korea, and I believe this was actually released a few years ago by Under Magic by Adrian Carratala, I think. I really remember seeing. So I don't know if it's a collaboration between them. I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm going to show you. It was there for sale. So it's really, really cool. So this is like a card case. And I want to see Artur that it really is empty.
Yes.
Yes, let's show to everyone. Yes. But the great thing about this is I'm going to try to remove your strength. Okay. So please touch my index finger. Lovely moment.
I actually felt it. Yes.
You know, I told you. So I'm just going to place it right here.
All right.
And with 2 fingers, I wanted to grab it, please.
Like this?
Yes, yes. You can't.
I can't.
You can't. You really can't. You wanna try again? It's very hard, right? Please don't ruin my trick.
It looks like it's glued to the table.
But I simply take it very simply. It's really cool. I mean, the spectator really cannot. You wanna try again? It's amazing,
really nice,
right?
Yes.
I mean, I didn't knew this principle. This is really amazing, and it really blew me away. How something so simple works so well. It's great. This at least is what it says. It's called Gravity Deck. It says here. It says it's made in Korea, but again, I believe that Under Magic has this project already. So if you check Under Magic website,
I've seen some. Actually, I've seen some comments on Facebook regarding that as well.
Yes.
It was like part of some old releases of him back in the past. They must have made some kind of
an agreement or
joint
something.
venture to release this one as a standalone trick, not part as of something bigger.
I had a different method for this, which I had like 5 years ago. And I'm glad I didn't launch it because it was much worse than this one. You know, it was like a vacuum silicone thing. You know, because my daughter has one kind of dish when she eats soup that you simply cannot remove from the table. And my idea was to create something like a 1 millimeter thing. But this method is perfect. I mean, it does not get any better than this, right? I mean, it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's...
You need a surface. You need like a flat surface. You cannot do it anywhere with, for example, acrylic or glass surfaces or a wooden surface like this one. It's great, but it needs to be a straight surface. Otherwise, it's
but
really,
that's
really
convenient. I mean, you get these types of surfaces almost everywhere.
100%.
Yes.
So
you can be in a situation, for example, in a wedding where you don't have actually a smooth table, but that's about it. You can find like smooth tables anywhere. So it's and this is something that you can actually carry in your card case, in your EDC. So it's always ready to play. This one is. Well, you've shown this as a trick, but it can also be, be seen as like some running gag.
Yes, you can do it.
As for example, Prison Deck, which is a trick of yours, where you cannot. The spectator cannot take the cards out of the box. That's also a very, very funny situation. Yeah. I've also used it in shows. So it's also...
It took me a long time to make that one. Yes. Yeah. Prison Deck really took me a long time. And I remember 100%, it was in Spain when I was having vacations that I woke up. It was 2 or 3 in the morning. This is a true story. And I had the methods just coming to my head like striking
That's
me.
how it works.
Yeah, and then this is 100% the truth. It was in Palma de Mallorca, yes, and I took a paper. It was there in the hotel, the pen, and I designed everything, the mechanism, the gimmick. And because I've been working on that effect like for over 2 years or so before that. And my methods were not as good as
I remember also trying different methods for you on my restaurant shows back then, and I've tried different methods with I remember it was like a metal clip inside the card box, but that's not how it works. That's not how it works now. So knowing the gimmick, it's a lot of details, a lot of 3D printed stuff. It's complex.
It's a little bit complex, yes, but it works really well.
Yeah.
And I never had, even magicians, I was there in Blackpool like 2 years or 3 ago when I launched this, and I didn't have one single magician being able to remove the cards. It was really great. I mean, even of course the spectators won't be there, but magicians were like 1 minute or 2 minutes, and it was really great.
I remember.
So mission accomplished.
A lot of great magicians tried and failed.
Yes.
Also, Blackpool and other conventions are great for you to meet people, your greatest idols, and to be again with those people that I mean are your friends. So we met a lot of people this year in the Blackpool for sure.
Yes, we met. Great projects will come from that convention.
Absolutely,
yes.
absolutely.
Really great.
Not David Copperfield, so he was not in Blackpool, but you met him already in a convention. It was in Las Vegas.
Yes, I mean I know David now for about 7 years.
7 years now?
I think so. It was something like that.
It's a lot of time.
Yes, I was there, and when I saw him for the first time in person, it was crazy. I mean, it was unbelievable. He was right there in front of me, seeing my blackboard, So it was great. And a few months later, I remember that he called me out of the blue. He called me. I didn't have his number, of course. And that's how everything started. So he was very, very, very kind to me. So I did a lot of things to him. Not a lot, a few.
So
I mean,
he must have liked it, your products.
Yes, that's why when COVID was starting, I was there, and he did an interview, with me. So the interview that I did with him, and he was really very, very kind. And so let's speak a little bit Copperfield. I mean, he is an absolute legend, right? In my opinion, I don't know if you agree with this, but will be very. I don't want to say it's impossible, but it will be very, very hard to have someone in Magic that has done so much for Magic and have the career that David had. I mean,
absolutely,
it's absolutely crazy.
And you had the chance to actually work close to him. In several projects, actually,
yes,
not just one or two. You've done a few things for his show as well, a few props. So how is it to work with such guy? I mean,
it's amazing. I mean, for me, it was a privilege. I've learned a lot with David. I first of all, I must say that for people that don't know him, he's a great listener. I think one of his biggest qualities for me is a great listener. I mean, David Copperfield is like, he has done everything. He's a billionaire. He has everything,
Of course.
He has timeless illusions. If you take a look at these illusions back then, they are still modern these days. So it's something that I don't know of any other magician that was able to do it. But anyway, he's a great listener. So when we speak, every time we speak, he always wants to know your opinion. What you think of this? What you think of that? And that simply tells me that he's a very intelligent person,
Yes.
Because he's not with his ego right there saying, I'm David Copperfield, and
it's always good to see things from other perspective. And you as a person, you are limited in that sense because you only see your perspective. And so it's great for someone to be able to think outside the box and to actually embrace others' perspective so he can grow
Yes.
as well.
And he works a lot, he does 640 shows a year.
600.
640.
So
I mean, it's a lot.
It's 2 shows per day every week, except
Yes. It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy, and he still does it because he loves it, and he always is aiming to improve his things. For example, I remember a recent project. Of course, I cannot speak about projects specifically, but I did a project for him as I'm working on one as these recordings is happening, and I showed him, and for me it was great. I mean, but then David said, "Oh, João, what if you did that?" And I'm like, "That's a great idea." I mean, normally I think that I really think on all the details as much as possible. But then comes David and takes a look at it. He waits a little and then he says something that completely changes. And there is one specific effect that I'm building for him where something needs to disappear. It's a trick to do like in person, like in close-up situations per se. And this phase must happen like this, and then the other phase must happen the other way. And when I take a look at what he says, I mean, he is really very, very clever. Of course. He always adds some details that make something much, much better. I think it's
that
also
only comes with years and years of experience. As I assume that you did the same for him. So perhaps you don't remember, but in some point of your workflow, you must have said something very similar. What if you do this way and not
Probably.
that way? And he really liked it.
Probably.
So it's a back and forth. Knowledge transfer that you.
Yeah, but he still works a lot, Artur. I mean, he's great. I mean, for example, sometimes he calls me like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning to talk about the subject, I mean, myself at 3 a.m., I'm sleeping, David is still thinking, and how can we do this? How can we do that? He works very well, very fast. And also, I think it's also because of Chris Kenner, which is the nicest guy I've ever met in Magic. I mean, one of the nicest ones. I mean, he works really, really well with David for, I don't know how many years now, but for many, many years, almost since the very beginnings of David, Yeah,
I remember, yes.
And Chris, it's amazing. The way his mind works is very, very intelligent. So
Chris Kenner he designs for David Copperfield. He produces for David Copperfield.
Yes, he's a producer of his show.
He does it all. I mean, it makes it happen.
It makes it happen. Yes, he's very clever. Since he works with David for many, it's my opinion, of course. Since he works with David for many, many, many years, he knows better how David's mind works. So I think there is a big symphony, between one and the other, a big symphony. So they are really like very, very close. So they work very well and very fast. It's unbelievable.
Right.
It's unbelievable. Chris Kenner just makes it happen. I think that Chris Kenner is one of the main persons of why David is who he is, yeah.
All over the years.
All over the years. So
all those TV specials and all that. Because, as you said, he does like 2 shows per day.
Sometimes 3, actually.
Every day. Yeah. And even if you don't do the production, so if you only like perform, it still is like exhausting.
It is.
Doing like 2 shows, 3 shows.
Yes.
I've experienced in the past doing 1 show per day, like every day.
It's crazy.
And it's exhausting. So he must really love what he does to actually find motivation, passion in every day. He must fall in love with magic every day.
Yes, he's always finding, he's always finding something that sparks the interest. He always wants to be right there where new technology allows him to do new things. For example, Sanz, which is a giant event in Las Vegas, he always goes there to see what new technology he can use in his shows, so it's really great. And he always wants to improve things. For example, the last time I was with him in Vegas, I showed him Leviosa for the first time. And it was, I showed him, I was with Julio Montoro, and it was great because David wanted me to show this, asked me to perform this, and Julio for some of his team members, and he called it a masterpiece, you know. And I remember the next day you was at Magic Live, and you went into my stand. It really went inside. The magicians were, what's happening here? There's David Copperfield in the stand. And said, João, the trick is great. I love it. He was very close to me, and I was staring at him. What is going to say? I mean, the expectation was high. I love the trick, and said, I love the trick, but there is a small detail, and he talks like this. There is a small detail, and he was right about that detail. I mean, when magicians take the card, you place it to grab the invisible thing, and you place it over the thumb, right? That's how Leviosa, the preparation. Yes. Okay. So he didn't like that. So he was there around and thinking. And 5 minutes later, we had a great solution, which basically is, imagine, now I cannot grab the deck to explain. So imagine that this is the deck, it takes the card, he places it right there over the deck and say, what does it say here? And then he does the move right there. So it's great because it's the perfect justification to justify the movement. So as you can see, he's very clever. And even in this small card trick, which I really think he likes because he called it a masterpiece, which was a big compliment for me and Julio Montoro. Even in these small tricks, which is a card trick, he thinks about the details. That's why I love talking with David.
Even though he doesn't do card tricks at all. So,
no, he doesn't at all.
But he has seen a lot, and he has a great culture. So
it's amazing.
He knows what a good card trick would be. And the ways to actually evolve it. So even though he doesn't perform card tricks, perhaps he performs.
He used to do. The thing is very committed. The classic grandfather's ace trick that Copperfield did. Yes. That I think it was Chris Scanner, I believe, that designed the trick. David told me, João, there were people that thought that I faked it when I was doing live shows. But no, I was in each live show, I was performing it. Really? And he said, yes. So...
Because it's very easy to fake it. A card trick when you're on stage.
And I think it's very hard, I think, to do it so well every single time. So I know that David, as committed as he is with everything, I believe 100% that he was there performing the trick. Because he needs to do the pop-out move every single time, and the music.
Back then we used to practice this whole routine, and it's very difficult. That's pop-out move. Yeah.
So he has the skills, So it's unbelievable. And of course we need to speak a little bit about this museum because it has the largest collection of magic history.
You must have been the guy who went there most times.
Yes.
How many times you were in the museum?
Counting each day, because there was one time for one project that we have been there. I would say 5 or 6 times at least. Yes. And it's great. It's like a new experience every time, because
filled with. Magic pieces with no value. No value in a good way. So it's an estimated value.
Yes, an estimate, exactly. So the magic history is right there. It's unbelievable. You have everything. You really see the magic history right in front of your very eyes. David has everything. From all the clocks from Roberto everything from Roberto even the classic suspension where David, when Roberto made the aerial suspension, I believe, I don't recall, where Roberto's son is really suspending, now it's appearing probably an image on the podcast so people can know. The harness that is with Roberto's son, David has it, the harness, and I was with the harness in my hands. It's unbelievable.
Nobody else has it.
No, it's crazy. He has everything, all the clocks, everything. it's unbelievable. You need to see it. Even the giant posters, the original ones, not copies, from the magician from the past. He has like, I don't know, 100 or more giant ones that will not fit this place where we are. They were really giant.
Most of them probably painted by hands.
Yeah.
So
it's a process. I don't really call. I know. I don't really remember right now, but it's part. Chris Kenner explains how they were made. I understood a part of it. So it's a great experience, So it's overwhelming when you are there, and the giant library that also David has. It's an overwhelming experience.
And the whole, there is a concept behind the museum, which is David actually performs for you, for those visiting.
Yes.
So has like this magic shop.
Yes.
Counter.
Tainan's magic shop, because it was, I believe, the first magic shop where David was to buy his magic, And so he goes there, and the original counter from Macy's is right there. And David performs, and then the lights go up, and you'll see the whole Tainan's shop right there with the tricks.
Really? That dramatic?
Yes, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Yes, it's a great experience.
He thought of that detail. I mean, the whole experience that the customer gets by entering the magic shop, and then the whole thing lights up.
The lights.
And,
unbelievable.
So it's in the details, right? He could just perform a trick for you in the counter, and that's it.
That's it.
Let's see the rest.
No, David thinks in everything.
It's like a narrative that you walk in, and then
And so I feel very fortunate.
You don't get to have this experience. Of a magic shop nowadays. You still have like physical, real magic shops where you go there and you see magic being performed, etc., etc. But it's not that common anymore. Nowadays the experience is more like online.
Yes, absolutely. I think he has over $400 million invested.
400 million
in that place. So it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So the greatest magician of our era, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
and so that's it for today.
Yes.
I hope you liked it.
Yes, really hope you liked it, and see you on the next one. Yes.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.